my god. You can tell today's not my day. What's your least favorite pathway ability? I don't know. Definitely not Shepherd. I don't know if I have a least favorite one yet. I don't think I've read a pathway where I'm like, right? I think in the beginning, mushroom or plancha kind of had me a little confused. But then it just grew on me and it's really good. All right, yeah. Once again, let's just, I'm going to set expectations. We're only doing 5 chapters today. Just because I have to be in bed in like 3 hours and I had a long day. And then it's like I still have to do a few other things after. But I don't want to leave you guys hanging for another 3 days in a row, like without LOTM. So I'm gonna end this after like 5 chapters, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come back and then Reverend Insanity. Okay, officially late, dude. I'm like 2 days late. Was oh my god, that's such a long day. Not only that, man, the day I wanted to watch the fucking F1 pre, I literally went on Twitter. First thing I do is see the results. I was so mad, bro. Oh, someone please tell Easy to reach out to Goff regarding D&D. I'm gonna go. D&D? I'm down. I've never played D&D. I don't have any friends that want to play D&D. If you guys want to play D&D, I'm fucking down. We'll cancel all our LOTM activities for some D&D. All right, let's get reading, though. Let's get this. Let's knock out these 5 beautiful chapters. Let me do this. Oh, my God. Why is it disconnecting again, dude? You have to be fucking kidding me, man. Are we back? Oh, my God. Wait! Bitrate is way too low. Give me a sec. Bitrate is 1350. Okay. All right. I'm down. I don't know. I guess we gotta hit up Goff. We're trying to base LN2 and base D&D. Make your own character. Oh, fucking sign me up, brother. I'm down, dude. I'm down. Wait, let me record that way. That way it's on the record. I'm down for a LOTM based D&D, make your own character with a backstory and power system. I'm down, bro. Sign me up. Let's do that. I'm down to do it at the end of the month or whenever you guys are down. I'm free. We'll do it. I'm down to do that. Least favorite pathway, but yes, no least favorite pathway as of yet. D&D bad, COC better. Have you guys tried Daggerheart? Oh, that being said, let's read 5 short and sweet chapters of Lord of Mystery, just because I was really late and I can't do more time after. So we're gonna do 5 short and sweet beautiful chapters after keeping you guys waiting, and all the EXP you guys farmed did not go to waste. And I think chat is on screen. Yes, it is on screen. That being said, let's go straight to reading, because I feel bad I've kept you guys waiting. No, bro, it's not a game that needs development. Is it possible to get offline Twitch chat? I have no idea. I'm not using Restream right now, Walter, so I don't know if I can get it back up or not. I think it's my internet. My internet just isn't letting me dual stream, and then the wrong chat. Oh, I have to refresh it. You're right. Good catch. You have to refresh it, and then it's like I think it's my internet, man. I think my internet just isn't letting me dual stream, especially because I have it at 1440p and not 1080p, and then Restream. I'm using the free trial of Restream, and it's like, oh my god, it's such a headache. Oh, no, not our day. Definitely not our day. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, definitely not 100%. It'll probably take a little while just because Goff and Demoness are trying to adjust the power systems and stuff. Make it work with Olotim. Please reach out to Goff to chat about it. All right, fuck yeah, man. I'm down, Wiz. All right, thank you for the heads up. No, not Shadow Slave today, Alexander. I was trying to do tomorrow, but I had to cancel. I had to cancel yesterday, but then because I'm like 3 hours late, it's like I can't read it today. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Tomorrow I'll do Reverend Insanity. I'll try and do Shadow Slave on either Thursday, Friday, and then again on Sunday. For sure I'm doing it Sunday, but that way so you guys don't have to wait for the whole week. If I wake up super early tomorrow before I go out, I'll try and read like a few chapters, and then when I get back a few more, and then like put it together. That way it's not like a 2-3 episode thing, and it'll be like 5 to 7 hopefully. But that being said, I'm gonna read a little bit right now of LOTM, and then hopefully we still have good positive energy. LOTM episode. I think the most recent episode was my favorite. Besides episode 1 and Old Neil. I don't know, man. Actually, no, I lied. Before I read, Walter, my favorite episode so far was the Zik backstory. That's definitely my favorite episode. And then the Demoness episode was pretty good. But I think they're all so far pretty good. I haven't watched like a bad episode per se. I like them all. We should definitely do like an episode tier list once it ends, though. I'll tell you that much. And like all character tier lists. All right, let me do my timestamp. Let's knock out 5 beautiful, short and sweet chapters. Damn, man, I feel so fucking low energy today, and it's like, oh man, if I look out of it, you guys let me know. By the way, change the title. You're not. Oh my god, did I do that again, dude? Fuck, man, son of a bitch, I did it again. Yeah, I'm definitely not feeling 100% today, but it's okay. We'll just make it short. Yeah, we're definitely not on chapter 10,000. Good catch, Wiz. All right, are you guys ready? Chapter 10,073. I did it again. 73 is called Three Possibilities. As he returned to the world above the Great Fall, Klein felt the coldness in his body rapidly dissipate. There were no more worms of spirit trying to give birth to new consciousness. A moment later, the modeled long bronze table appeared in front of him. He saw that Miss Justice and Leonard's spirit bodies were gradually becoming clear amidst the thin gray fog, although they still maintain a certain blurriness to them. 10K? Dude, also, yeah, I have to catch up with the Chibis, but I'm down. Quick side note, somebody was telling me today, like, do you read? It's like, yeah, I read. And then she was recommending me books. Oh, I'm reading this right now. I read a lot of romance. You should read this book. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I read a lot too. Like, what you reading? And I was like, I don't want to tell her Lord of the Mysteries, because if I tell her Lord of the Mysteries and then she's interested, she's gonna look it up, and then she's like, oh, she might find me. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I was just trying to be nice and social. So then I was like, I don't read. And then I literally just switched. I read a little bit, not a lot. It was so funny, but it's like I didn't want to tell her I was reading Lord of the Mysteries. Oh man, but let's keep reading. Oh, that's a little side story for you guys. No, never stall. Going right into it. After the gray fog swirled around them and sank into the ground, Klein asked, "How are you feeling now?" He used Sparrow's usual tone, but he immediately recalled how his inner grumblings, inner thoughts, habitual analysis, and him dissing Leonard had been exposed. He was no longer able to maintain his image in front of Miss Justice. It's all Leonard's fault. Sighed, as per the doctor's advice, not only did I not wear a thick mask this time, but I even removed the thin kind. This thought flashed in his mind unconsciously as he cut off his thoughts and wordily glanced around. He still hadn't gotten rid of the fear of having his thoughts spoken out loud. Luckily, this was no longer the place he had named the Hall of Truth. There were no more magical powers that he could even defend against via normal means. It was obvious that Audrey and Leonard also had similar trauma due to their post-traumatic stress. One of them suddenly pursed her lips while the other sat up straight, as they had instinctively thought of something. After a few seconds of silence, they then remembered that the world had asked about their situation, so they quickly turned their attention back to the right track. I felt like I had something that was being purified. I had the illusion that I would disassociate in a second personality. No, it wasn't a second personality. It seems like a consciousness that didn't belong to me was awakened inside of my body. Yes. Music is way too loud. It's now gone. Praise be Mr. Full. Audrey rather professionally did a psychoanalysis on her before sincerely expressing her gratitude. I can only accept such gratitude. That was a dangerous thought. Thankfully, Miss Justice and Lenar's thoughts didn't steer towards the Full while inside of the hall. Oh my god. I didn't record a page. Yeah, no, because definitely, D. I don't want people to see me. I mean, I don't care if they like see the YouTube channel, but I find it embarrassing, you know? You get me? Like, I found that embarrassing. Like, somebody in my inner circle, not my inner circle per se, like my second circle and whatnot. I was like, I kind of don't want them to know what I'm reading. I forgot to record the last page. I did. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure. I can openly accept such a gratitude. Wow, this is so scuffed. I'm so sorry, guys. Definitely not my day. Definitely not 100%. That was a dangerous thought. Thankfully, Miss Justice and Lars' thoughts didn't steer towards the Full while inside the Hall of Truth. Otherwise, I'd definitely not be able to resist the urge to reply. That'll spell the end of me. My sense of shame will cause me to lose control on the spot, breaking down into a clump of worms of spirit. Klein's thoughts flashed as he seriously replied, "Pray be the Full. Praise be to Mr. Full." As a believer of the Evernight Goddess, Leonard hesitantly echoed and quickly changed the topic. "There's nothing wrong with me, too. Just now, I felt something calling me from behind the bronze door. What about you?" Seeing that Leonard had confirmed his condition, Klein placed the unshattered crucifix at the metal bottle containing his blood onto the long model table in front of him. "I felt the same way, too," he answered with certainty. "Me, too. It wasn't an illusion. I did an analysis on my own mind," Audrey said in a very clear and certain tone. Leonard held his chin and said, "What could that be?" It actually needed an ancient god to seal it behind his throne. After what happened before, he felt that he no longer had much of an image in front of Miss Justice, so his posture became more casual. Yeah, I'm definitely afraid. I did not want to tell her I was reading Lord of the Mysteries, because if she looked up that React 627, I'm like, oh, hell no. I mean, it was funny. I couldn't relate to anything else because that's the thing I've been reading mostly. And then she was talking about books. I don't want to talk about like manga and like all that other stuff because I'm like, they're definitely not a fan of that. So I'm like, I don't read that much. We can try analyzing this. Audrey carefully glanced at the world. She had a deep impression of this gentleman's ability to gather information, make connections, complete an analysis, and infer the information in a short period of time. Klein thought for a moment and said without any inclinations, there are only three possibilities. One, it's a powerful creature from the second epoch of the real world. It's at least close to sequence 0 and the dragon of imagination. Ankwold had sealed it behind the throne and beneath the city of miracles lived Sied. However, I don't think that's very likely. This is because the ancient god definitely has his reasons for creating the book and stuffing Liv Sied into it. Let me read this again. I'm not going to let my low energy get to me. Good night, Cammy. I'll see you soon, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I also started really late for you guys. Yes, we all know that we have to eliminate the possible accidents. What's more, an ancient god, Audrey nodded slightly and began to discuss seriously with Germansbro. At this moment, Leonard chuckled and said, perhaps an ancient god like the Dragon of Imagination had certain scenes of the distant future and believes that the sealed item will help him achieve his goals. I skipped something. This is because that ancient god definitely has his reasons for creating this book and stuffing Livsied into it while affecting the book world and the real world. It's unlikely he would have placed an unpredictable element here for the prolonged periods of time. Yes, we all know that we have to eliminate possible accidents. What's more, an ancient god, Audrey nodded slightly and began to discuss seriously with Germansbro. At this moment, Leonardo chuckled and said, perhaps an ancient god like the Dragon of Imagination had seen certain scenes of the distant future and believes that the seal item will help him achieve his goal. That's why I said that it's impossible, but it's highly improbable. Klein replied calmly, the second possibility is that the sealed item is the key to the Dragon of Imagination and Enkwalt's ploy. Once this book and 008 meet, the seal would be released and the object will return to the real world and bring about certain changes. I believe that this theory has the highest possibility. Oh shit, that's crazy. Amongst them, perhaps it also involves the Dragon of Wisdom's true attitude or intent. Then what could it be? Mr. Full once said that after Adam obtained 008, he is even closer to being divine. These times have changed as a result. Does this mean that Adam has gathered all the ingredients for a visionary and is just short of the ritual? Is there anything wrong with my understanding? Audrey shared her point of view. I'm not sure either. I'll pray to Mr. Full and see if I can get a clear revelation. Klein didn't want to give him a firm answer. Unfortunately, Old Man is an angel from the fourth epoch and doesn't know much about the second epoch, but he isn't unfamiliar with Adam. The star Leonard thoughtfully said, I'll try. He wanted to say that he would try investigating, but upon recalling that the two knew his secret, he gave up such thoughts and directly said, try asking Old Man. Sorry to trouble you. Audrey sincerely thanked him. Nathan said he's not saying. From her point of view, this was a matter regarding the spectator pathway. The person most concerned about this was undoubtedly herself, while others were merely providing help. Then she said, the third possibility is that there is some sort of object or monster sealed inside the book world. Yes, it might be closely related to the book world, and destroying it might cause the book world to collapse. Therefore, all Enkelwald did was seal it. Klein shared his theory. We're hiding the real fool inside the book. Hmm? Damn, it's late for you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Damn, I'm sorry. Audrey thought for a while before saying, I have no idea regarding this possibility. Seeing Mr. Wold and Mr. Stark cast her gaze over, awaiting an answer, she slowed down her pace and said, I'm considering it from a psychological perspective. Since the book world was created by Enkelwald's envisioning it, the sea of the collective subconscious, there would definitely be formed a result of him. It would be as his... It would have his psyche, emotions, and feelings branded into it. Perhaps the City of Miracles, Livsied, seals the most extreme parts of these things. There, the trauma of fear of the Dragon of Imagination, some terrifying matters from his consciousness might be projected onto this brand. As long as he cannot defeat them, and if it hasn't been dealt with in the real world, the book world sea of collective subconscious cannot be destroyed and can only be sealed. If it's ignored, then they will slowly contaminate the sea of the collective subconscious and make the development of history deviant from its intended path. Leonardo was more focused. Leonardo was more focused than when he attended red glove meetings. He couldn't help but mention when he had heard that, as an ancient god that ruled the sky and the mind, what could have felt left an irremovable trauma and create such an intense sense of fear. I don't know. Audrey shook her head frankly. If it's just a psychological analysis, since it's sealed under the throne and at the bottom of the City of Miracles and is reached by a tunnel, it means that the source of the trauma and fears come from underground. Therefore, the Dragon of Imagination sealed it. No, he isolated the mental projection coming from underground. Otherwise, we wouldn't Why wouldn't it be beside the throne in the depths of the hall in a specifically created jail or somewhere else? Upon hearing Miss Justice's words, Klein instantly thought of what had happened to Miss Magician and Misjudgment. According to the information provided by the Sanguine, they found an ancient castle of unknown age. At the bottom of the castle was a bronze door that seemed to seal something terrifying that came from the underground. Once they approached the door or stayed in its vicinity for too long, they would be corrupted, dying a tragic death. It was an ancient castle that was built to defend against something of unknown. It was originally guarded by humans from an unknown era. After the Sanguine discovered it and no one dared to enter, back then I thought that it might be related to the devils and that one needed to be a demigod in order to explore it. Could this be related to the seal in Livsier? Klein's thoughts wandered as he quickly found relevant information from his memories. On the way to the ruins of the Battle of the Gods in Cat Lin's future, he met a so-called deep sea wall. I'll remember that. At the same time, the future's sailor Nina had dived to the bottom of the sea and did a serious investigation. She said that it wasn't a giant well. It was deep and dark, impossible for a human child to enter. The bottom couldn't be seen, and there were strange honeycombs, signs of corrosion along the inner walls. Surrounding it were collapsed iron buildings. In a sense, this was also a tunnel that goes deep underground. Klein looked around and deliberated before saying, "Do you remember the matter Miss Magician mentioned? Under an abandoned castle in Delir Forest, there is a pair of doors that seals a powerful corruptive force." That's true. All right, Audrey instantly recalled the past. Could it be that in the early days of the Second Epoch, in the ancient era, supernatural beings had some common terrifying enemy that came from the underground? The abyss? Underground. Perhaps Klein couldn't give an affirmative answer, so he took the opportunity to say it might also be like many predictions of the apocalypse, which state that the danger comes from the cosmos. Oh, the fucking... It's the god me and Wiz talked about the other day. Ah, yeah. Yeah, Audrey and Leonardo, during our Volume 4 discussion, Audrey and Leonardo didn't know the dark side of the universe, right? Yeah, Audrey and Leonardo didn't know much about such matters, so they couldn't discuss this matter too deeply. Let's end it here for today. After we have a preliminary understanding of the situation, we will try to experiment on the murals. Also, remember to keep this a secret. Klein shot a look at Leonardo and said, "Oh, after you return, pray to Mr. Fool and request that he be the witness to our vows to not divulge each other's secrets." Audrey didn't object and added, "I'll use hypnosis here to forget certain matters here to prevent myself from remembering it when I return." Oh, shit. So now she's purposely getting rid of her own memories? Well, at least parts that she doesn't want people to find out. Okay. We're going to go straight into the next chapter. Zero stalling. Because I don't have too much time, and I know I'm not feeling it today. A little burnt out today. Not from this, just IRL. But we're not gonna let this stop us. We gotta keep going. We gotta be strong. Oh, I don't have water. It's okay. We don't need water right now. We're good. Chapter 1074 is called The Answer to Questions. Wow, I can feel myself. I feel so low energy today. I am sorry. I apologize, I'm not giving you guys my 100% today. After Audrey and Leonardo left the Great Fall, Klein didn't immediately return to the real world. He was still sitting on a high-backed chair that belonged to the world, silent for more than 10 seconds. Then he beckoned for an item. It was a heart that was the size of a child's fist, one full of grayish-white wrinkles, a manipulator's Beyonder characteristic. Holding the Beyonder's characteristic, Klein stood up and walked out of the majestic palace. He entered the depths of the mysterious space above the Great Fog and arrived at the staircase of light that seemed to lead to a divine kingdom. Walking along the stairs, he walked up to the floating grayish-white clouds and stood in front of a strange door of light and the hanging transparent cocoons. Oh, shit, we're at the... Okay, wait. This is our first time coming here in a good while. Walking along the stairs, he walked up to the floating grayish-white clouds and stood in front of the strange door of light and the hanging transparent cocoons. Klein raised his right hand, lifting the brain-like heart-like manipulator Beyonder characteristic to his chest and extended his spirituality, hoping to use it. He wanted to see if there will still any subconsciousness thoughts in the people and what the fuck, see if they're still alive. He wanted to see if there were still any subconscious thoughts in the people inside the cocoons. He wanted to see if they had put together a miniature sea of the collective subconscious. If that happened, he planned to use Hyven Rambus's manipulator Beyonder characteristics to enter the consciousness and check on the psyche branding to figure out what the people who had been hanging above the door of light had experienced. What? Before their transmigration, he wanted to know if they sensed anything during the long slumber. This was the inspiration the expedition today gave him. Expedition. You saw that? Expedition 33. Stairs? More like scares. It's definitely getting a little scary. Of course, the Beyonder characteristic left behind by Hyven Rambus might not be able to help Klein do what he wanted. It was because it hadn't been made into a mystical item, and it was very difficult to use effectively. The thickening is the plot. Yeah, it's definitely thickening today. In an instant, the grayish white and wrinkled heart in Klein's hand started to beat slowly as it emitted a thumping sound. It's so weird, dude. Such a crazy as imagery. Klein then heard the synchronized heartbeats among the transparent cocoons. Thump, thump. This meant that the people inside were still alive, only in a certain state of slumber. In Klein's vision, their figures gradually evolved into several blurry islands beneath them. This represented their consciousness. Okay, so they do have like an island. However, these spiritual islands were also trapped within transparent cocoons. So they're trapped in cocoons, and then their islands are also trapped in cocoons. Okay. However, these spiritual islands were also trapped within transparent cocoons, separating them from prying eyes of the outside world. Similarly, they were unable to interrogate and create a collective subconscious unless the cocoon is destroyed. There's no way to bypass them and enter the corresponding mind world. Klein muttered to himself and lowered the hand, holding the manipulator beyond a characteristic. After a few seconds, he sighed deeply and turned around to leave. Fuck, this is so cool, dude. An Emperor's Borough, the opulent villa of Earl Hall, with a silk blanket over her. Audrey, who was sleeping soundly with her eyes closed, suddenly opened her eyes. She then sat up, moved to the side of the bed, and pried sincerely to Mr. Full, asking him to witness her vow to this secrecy. After she was done with this matter, she pulled a pillow over the place and placed it behind her waist, reminiscing over the experiences that she had yet to forget during the exploration. The history of the ancient times is really interesting and terrifying. Mr. Starr's performances is similar to my usual observations of him. He's more carefree and casual, and his thoughts easily wander in an uncontrollable manner. Yet there are matters where he shows his experience and acuity. He's rather reliable. This isn't a contradiction, as many people have such mixed layers to themselves. Mr. World is indeed a gentle person. He doesn't seem to wear much of an expression on his face, but he's secretly, inwardly muttering something to himself all the time. His mental conversations with Mr. Starr can practically be adapted into a play. People call him a crazy inventor who doesn't care about his surroundings. One, on the surface. One that directly draws his gun to shoot when he sees a target. Well, at the last moment, I thought he would attempt to approach the bronze door, but in the end, he fled. No, he broke away so decisively. Audrey's lips slowly curled up when she thought about this. Then she made a conclusion. The facts have proven that in the mysterious world, unless one has completely lost all sense of rationality or has been given up on thinking, there will not be any beyonders who will really do crazy things. One has to be careful and cautious, not seeing things that shouldn't be seen and not hear things that shouldn't be heard. Now, I wonder if Klein trying to find the truth of like the gray fog is like actually him, like he's like I wonder if this is gonna lead him down the road where he's actually hearing and seeing things he shouldn't see, if you catch my drift. Like, I really hope that doesn't happen, because I feel like the closer we get to the truth, the closer he is to hearing things and seeing things he shouldn't see. And that fucking scares me. Audrey, you must remember this. 7 Pine Street. Leonard returned to his body. He quickly thought of how he should talk to Palazzo Ross before pretending like nothing had happened and saying in a deep voice, "Old man, I have something to ask you." In his mind, Palazzo's slightly aged voice immediately left. "You have to remember this. The more you ask, the more I can guess what you did tonight. It's not like there's anything that needs to be kept a secret," Leonardo replied habitually before getting down to the main issue. "Old man, what do you know about Amon's brother?" Oh, shit. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. "That depends on what you want to know." "He knows a lot then." Palazzo Ross tossed the question back to Leonard. Leonard thought for a moment and said, "After Amon's brother obtained 008, he is only short of the ritual to become a god?" Probably. Palazzo didn't give an affirmative answer. Leonard wasn't too satisfied with this answer. Instead, he said, "I remember you mentioning it once. In the early stages of the Solomon Empire, the 2 kings of angels, Medici and Ouroboros, were quite scared of Amon and his brother. This means that they were already very close to being divine. This was something that Palazzo had occasionally mentioned during their previous exchanges. This time, Leonard had confirmed it from some of Mobet's answers. I've only said the first half of the sentence. I didn't tell you that Amon and Adam are very close to being divine." Palazzo rejected Leonard's claim. "There are too many possibilities as to why Medici and Ouroboros are afraid. It's not just because he is close to being divine. It's not enough to make such a conclusion based on that." The sequence 1 angel cleared his throat and continued. "Them being close to being divine is one of the possibilities. Adam and Amon wield unique authorities, and them being hard to deal with is another possibility. For instance, you will always have no idea that Adam is sitting beside you." We saw a first taste of that. "You have no idea if what you're doing was arranged by him, nor do you know what you're walking into. He's trapped by your own violation." I'm referring to you, not me. Of course, I have to be wary of such matters. Letting my guard down might result in terrible consequences for me too. As for Amon, he may have different ideas and has a do-it spirit, making it hard for people to guess his motives and be on guard against him. Besides, he's very good at deceit. There's always some conspiracy behind him. In that era, apart from the true deities, there was no one who wasn't afraid of him. Even true deities have to be wearing him, otherwise they might not have certain authority stolen by him at some point in time. Leonard nodded indiscriminately and diverted the topic. Old man, do you think Spectator Pathway is hiding any secrets? Probably. I don't think there are any secrets below the level of an angel. I'm not sure of anything above that, Palas said after pondering for a few seconds. Without waiting for Leonard to respond, he hesitantly added, I heard from Medici that high-level beyonders of the Spectator Pathway are the hardest to lose control or go crazy? Hardest to lose control. Huh. But it's also the easiest to lose... The fuck, which is it? It's the hardest to lose control or go crazy, but it's also the easiest to lose control and go crazy. I guess it's balance. While Leonard asked in surprise, Palazzo scoffed and said, I have some guesses, but I lack the necessary evidence and logic behind them. I don't want to tell you for the time being. You actually don't have any ideas or theories, right? Leonard habitually grumbled. Don't try your little tricks in front of me. The slightly aged voice wasn't affected at all. Leonard didn't dare to ask further as he deliberated for a moment before saying, Old man, I went to a real dream this time. There were quite a lot of psyche remnants of people from the ancient times in it. Do you know a Viscount named Mobet Zeros? Mobet. Palaz's voice suddenly aged significantly before returning to normal. He's a direct descendant of my bloodline. Oh shit, he vanished after a large-scale war, and I thought that he had been killed by Amon or Jacob in passing, causing me to fail to divine the murder. From the looks of it, things weren't that simple. Indeed, Leonard gave an affirmative answer, then he briefly provided the gist of things. He's been dead for some time, leaving some of his psyche behind. In a real dream, he married a songster from the elves. After listening quietly, Palas said, oh, does he know? Does he know her? Palas said after a while, that's good too. Oh, that's good too. Leonard had originally wanted to mention that Mobet also addressed Palas as old man, but he suddenly couldn't bring himself to. He had no choice but to end the conversation there. After witnessing Leonard and Audrey's vow, Clan returned to the real world. He tidied up the altar in the room, took out a pen and paper, and drew a complicated symbol that was a mixture of concealment and mystery prying. He wanted to summon a Rhodes and ask how it had confirmed that Grizel's travels had appeared after the disappearance of the City of Miracles Livsiad. After waiting for more than 10 seconds, the full-body mirror in the room lit up a faint aqueous light. Silver words appeared one after another in the dim light. Exalted, benevolent, great master, your puny, loyal, and humble servant in Rhodes is here to answer your summoning. Do you have any orders for me? Some questions. After giving his answer, Klein was in no hurry to ask about the matter regarding Grizel's travels. Intending to start with something that wasn't very sensitive first, he thought and said, Rhodes, there's an abandoned castle in Delir Forest, and the depths... Oh, are we going to find out what it is? And the depths of it is a pair of bronze doors. It seems to be sealing some power coming... Scholar of Yore? Main ingredients? It seems to be sealing some power coming from the underground. Do you know what it is? The moment he finished speaking, the light of the full-body mirror surface suddenly dimmed and turned pitch black. In the pitch blackness, white liquid words appeared one after another. I came from underground? Do you know what it is? And he says, I came from underground. Huh. Wait, is that why? Because you can placate yourself, but does that really leave no mark on your psyche? So maybe you lose your sense of caution against insanity, so it's also easier to lose control. Ah, okay. Thank you for saying that, D. Okay. Does he know? Insert meme. Does he know? Well, do you know that we're reading the next chapter? Chapter 1075 is called No Response. Just like me when I was asleep, man. Holy shit. Then this is right here. Oh my god, I'm only gonna do 4 chapters, man. I have to be in bed in 2.5 hours. Fuck, man. Okay, I'm only gonna do 4 chapters. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm only gonna be able to do like, yeah, I'm only gonna. Oh, man, wow. Fuck, man. I stream so fucking late, man, and then I can't rule my sleep schedule. Fuck, man. I'm so sorry, guys. Fuck, man. Wrong chapter. Did you get me? No, you didn't get me. And then speaking of no response, that's literally how it was. Yesterday, I literally knocked out, man, just because I was so tired and burnt out. I literally just fell asleep and took like a 2-hour nap. And that's fitting for this chapter. Chapter 1075 is called No Response. I came from underground, looking at the ghastly white words that appeared on the full-body mirror. A chill suddenly ran down Klein's back. His pupils dilated as he instinctively wanted to switch places with his marionette next door. In the room where the valet was, Uni was lying quietly. He opened his eyes. His stomach began to expand and contrast, as though he had a second heart, one that beat extremely slow. At the same time, the scene of the magic mirror erodes, answering where it came from, flashed through Klein's mind. Large amounts of black sticky liquid spewed. I'm sorry, is he from there? Large amounts of black sticky liquid spewed out from an underground hole, writing and expanding. An uneven number of hands and legs then turned into numerous monsters growing out. What the man? Yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you, Soul. During this process, a speck of light was shot out along with the black liquid before landing on a rock, to which it rapidly fused together, turning into a mirror with the ancient pattern and black gems adoring its two sides, erode's main form. It really came from underground, and this underground is the same as the underground area sealed by the bronze door. Oh, what the fuck? It's his origin stories? Yeah, what's up, Sonny? I'm sorry we're not reading it today. I'm gonna do my best to, if I can't read it tomorrow, it's gonna be Thursday, and we're still reading on Sunday for sure. And so I'm shooting for two this week. It really came from underground, and this underground is the same as the underground area sealed by the bronze door inside the ancient abandoned castle. I didn't make the connection before. It's not like I could help it. There are just too many things that involve things from underground. Most of them had little special meanings, just like Cole a few days ago. I didn't think that there was anything overall special with the underground. Klein controlled the urge within him but ignored the shock from Erode's answer, and he said with an unperturbed expression, "What's the exact situation?" The ghastly pale words changed and gave off a baffling feeling as though it was almost crying. "Great Master, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I only came to the surface and became a mirror before I gained true sentience. I don't remember anything from before." Huh. Oh yeah, there's something that might be related. Do you want to hear it? 4? Yeah, he's at 4. 0. No, he's at 4. Speaking, in my heart, he's almost 0. Speak. Seeing that Erode's attitude was still alright, Klein heaved a sigh of relief. The color of the words of the full-body mirror surface had slightly recovered, and it became somewhat pure white. Didn't I say it before? I see support and dominance from you, and other than the special calling, I have a similar feeling towards the underground. It makes me feel warm and makes me want to return to summit myself. This might be why I became your servant. What? Why I became your servant? Didn't I say it before? I see support and dominance from you, and other than the special calling, I have a similar feeling towards the underground. He has a similar feeling towards the underground. It makes me feel warm and makes me want to return to submit myself. This might be why I became your servant. What? The thing from underground gives people the same feeling as a gray fog. They all involve support and dominance. Upon seeing Erode's answer, Klein jumped in front of him once again. If not for this clown's ability, he would have lost his composure. At that moment, he suddenly recalled a Chinese joke that had seen in his previous life and substituted himself into it. What? The things that ancient gods fear come from underground. What? Erodes also comes from underground. What? I also come from underground. This is really funny and scary. No, this might not be a joke. The original owner of the mysterious space above the gray fog, the creator of the strange door of light, the existence that pulls all the transmic... What is it? Like, I'm like, what could it even be, dude? The existence that pulled all the transmigrators over might be revealed to be underground. Oh my god. So when we go to Delir Forest and we go through that double bronze door, we're going to get closer to the truth. Or he has all kinds of connections with it. Klein's thoughts wandered as he instinctively thought of many matters. As an indescribable shadow loomed over him, he smiled and mocked himself. No matter what, there are new clues and directions from the investigation into the gray fog and transmigration. Klein composed himself and asked in deliberation, what do the churches and secret organizations know about the underground objects that require sealing? On the full-length mirror, the white words returned into the silver coloring. It's almost unheard of. It seems to be concealed by some sort of power. Is that concealment? I think we can do something for concealment. Hold up. Wait. I think we can do something for concealment. Isn't that concealment? Klein frowned slightly and didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. The silver words on the mirror continued to appear. However, there are some legends that exist within any group of secret organizations. According to the legends, the underground is described as the lair of devils and evil spirits, the source of humanity's decadence, their primordial sins and evil. The first one is wrong. The underground object that needs to be sealed has a high chance of having nothing to do with devils or evil spirits. Legends are actually similar to mysterious symbols Don't look at what it said, but peel off its outer skin and figure out what it symbolizes. This symbolizes the fear of the underground, from the body of the spirit, from one's consciousness to one's feelings. Klein's thoughts race as he said with a nod, "It's your turn to ask a question. Great Master, your loyal servant in Rhodes has a small suggestion. Do you want to hear it?" Silver words appeared on the full body mirror, one after another. "Speak." Klein could vaguely guess what Rhodes was suggesting. "Go to the door. Before you return to being divine, try not to investigate anything related to being sealed underground." I feel like a Rhodes is trying to hide something. The silver words quickly squirmed, reforming into a new sentence. As expected, Klein said and calmly said, "Next question. How did you confirm that Grizel's travels appeared after the disappearance of the City of Miracles, Livsiet?" The words on the surface of the mirror quickly distorted, merging into a clump and then quickly dispersing. "It's a revelation and information obtained from the spirit world, since it originated from the dragon's subsidiary gods. The Dragon of Wisdom, your loyal servant, believes that it can be confirmed. Great Master, is there a problem with that?" No. How direct. After sighing, Klein instantly thought of how the Dragon of Wisdom, Hera Bergen, should have entered the book world before and approached the bronze door behind an ancient god's throne, likely having some knowledge of what was sealed underground due to his omniscience. Furthermore, Klein believed that the ancient dragon had hidden a deeper layer of secrets in Grizel's travels. He could vaguely grasp it, but couldn't tell what it was and grasp at it. No, Klein answered the Rose question. Then he probed it. "Why didn't you mention the Dragon of Wisdom's true name?" "It's because I don't dare to directly give the name of a god." Rhodes gave a confirmed answer in a tactic manner. Klein nodded and didn't ask further. "It's your turn. Great Master, do you have any more questions?" The silver words rapidly reorganized itself on the slightly dark mirror. "No, that's all for today." Klein shook his head. With that said, he remembered what had happened the previous time and added, "I'll summon you again when there are new questions." The full body mirror immediately brightened and the silver words sparkled. "Yes, Master. Your loyal and strong servant in Rhodes is waiting for you to call again." This time it wasn't a simple drawing, but a white cat's paw with a red center. There's always something new. The corner of Klein's mouth twitched slightly as he watched the full-body mirror and the bedroom return to normal. He stood in the darkness, bathed in the crimson moonlight shining through the curtains. After staying quietly for a while, he returned to his bed and quickly fell asleep with the help of cognition. The next morning, on Monday morning, Klein woke up 15 minutes earlier than usual. He led his valet, Uni, down to the first floor and said to Butler Walter, I had a nightmare last night. I want you to visit a cathedral before breakfast." Although Butler Walter was surprised by this, it wasn't too strange. After all, as long as the cathedral door was open, people could enter at any time. He quickly arranged for a carriage and sent Dwayne Dantes all the way to the door. When Klein arrived at St. Samuel Cathedral, the door wasn't open yet. He waited until 8 before entering the main hall with the first batch of believers. He found a seat in the first few paths and sat down facing the dark sacred emblem, closing his eyes in a tranquil environment. He focused on chanting the goddess's honorific name in ancient Hermes, the Evernight goddess who stands higher than the cosmos and more eternal than eternity. You are the Lady of Crimson, the Mother Consumer, the Empress of Misfortune of Horror, Mistress of Repose and Silence. That's such a long-ass title. Mistress of Repose and Silence. After he finished reciting this honorific name, he changed to his normal Loan language and said almost soundlessly, "There's an ancient castle in the middle of the Delaware forest. There's an ancient bronze door deep within. It sealed a powerful corruptive force. How should I eliminate this latent power problem there?" There wasn't a test of a deity, but an open report. As for what reaction the church would have after that, and what they would see through their operations, was a whole other matter. After repeating it 7 times, he began to pray seriously. Time passed in the quiet and peaceful church. Klein stood up and walked out of St. Samuel Cathedral with his valet, Uni. During this process, he didn't receive any revelations, nor did he see the matron of the Evernight Cloister, Ariana. The feedback itself meant something. That was, he wasn't qualified to know about the underground seal. East Borough, in a 2-bedroom apartment. Force pulled up the blanket and covered her head. She abhorred the curtains here because they were too thin and translucent and couldn't block out the morning sun. That seriously affected her quality of sleep. I have to change it. No, we might have to move again soon. Just as Forrest's thoughts wandered about, she heard the sound of the bedroom door opening at Shio's familiar's gate. In a flash, her blanket disappeared and a letter landed on her. "Your letter from Prince Harbor," Shio informed her. "Oh, teacher." "Oh, teacher's reply." Force sat up suddenly, opened the letter, and quickly read it. After a moment of silence, she said, "I have to go out for a while. My teacher has already reached Backland. This letter should have arrived 2 days ago. The letter has a date and address. The postman over here isn't that responsible." She'll glanced at her friends and said, "Will you be late?" Fortunately, teacher said he would wait 3 days for me. Force hurriedly got off the bed and started changing her clothes. She had a feeling that she was able to understand the Abraham family more deeply this time, and also received the potion formula of Traveler and some beyond her ingredients. Holy shit, dude. The fact that she's already getting ready for Traveler. Everybody's advancing so quickly, dude. Chapter 176 is called Dorian's Request. Yeah, wow, I'm stuttering. You need to see erodes in action. I'm ready for that. It's gonna be a while, but we're gonna get it soon. Hopefully soon rather than later. Timestamp. Just heads up, this is gonna be our last chapter today. Just because I can't stream for too long. I'm so sorry, guys. I was so fucking late. I'm like 3 hours late to stream. But you have to be bed in like 2 hours and 20 minutes. But I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So just once again, I'm sorry. But don't worry. We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for more. Yeah, don't worry. We'll be streaming tomorrow for like 2 to 3 hours. Let me update this. So I'm sorry for all you guys too. Because I feel so bad. So many guys are up right now like at 2, 3 in the morning because of me. I'm sorry. Chapter 1076 is called Dorian's Request. Outside room 2016 at the Hat Trick Inn on Sherwood Boroughs, 22 Hope Street, Forrest directly walked through the wall without drawing anyone's attention. Then she knocked on the door in a rhythm that was previously agreed upon. Not long after that, Dorian Gray Abraham, who was dressed in black with his broad shoulders and thick arms, unlocked the door and turned the doorknob. The gentleman quickly sized up the area and made way for Forrest to enter the room. I really didn't expect you to become a scribe so soon. After closing the door, Dorian carefully examined the door's lock before turning the around and sighing. Damn. Based on the standards of this era, he was considering a middle-aged man, but he was still a Sequence 7 astrologer. He had no hope of advancing, yet his student Forrest Wall took about a year to go from Sequence 9 to Sequence 6. This comparison between the two made Dorian feel poignant and sad. The Abrahams family bloodline should have been noble and enviable, but now it was a heavy curse that made him depressed. It's because you taught me well. Although Forrest didn't like going out and enjoyed staying home, she would still be invited by the nobles from time to time. She was a best-selling author who participated in high society's literacy salons. So she wasn't clueless as to how to speak. Furthermore, she had indeed obtained quite a bit of help from her teacher. From providing knowledge and money to formulas and ingredients, Dorian looked at her and shook his head with a smile. It's not like you're my only student. As far as I remember, this advancement speed can only be matched by one person. He paused and continued. Next up, your target is Sequence 5 Traveler, and I have even higher expectations for you. I hope that you can attain godhood and become a Sequence 4 Secrets Sorcerer. Oh, we're gonna get that by the end of the volume. By the end of this series, she's definitely going to be a demigod. Of course, I also have a request. When you truly become a demigod, try to pray to a hidden existence and listen to his answers to figure out what he is talking about. This is indeed a bit dangerous, but a Sequence 4 demigod would have sufficient power to withstand it. Without any other elements at play, there shouldn't be any problems. Teacher, is this answer important to you? Although Forrest knew what was going on, she still acted curious and puzzled. Dorian fell silent for a few seconds before sighing. It's very important. My parents, my brothers, my sisters, my children, too many people have sacrificed their lives in pursuit of this answer, but to no avail. Don't worry, we paid such a huge price because there's an ancient curse on our family's bloodline, and you aren't related to us by blood. I don't expect to find a way to break the curse through the answer during my generation. However, I hope to know where it originates from and understand the cause of my death. Upon saying this, Dorian took a deep breath and didn't continue. For some reason, Forrest could feel the weight of time that had accumulated over 1,000 years, generation after generation, bearing down on her shoulders. She really couldn't imagine how painful it would be for a person's ancestors, parents, brothers, sisters, and children to directly or indirectly die from the same curse. Thinking of how well her teacher had been taking care of her, Forrest, who had only received this type of care from her elders, opened her eyes, lowered her head, and nodded. I'll try my best. Dorian held back his feelings and nodded slightly. The most praiseworthy trait of yours is your kindness. Forrest felt a little embarrassed, and she turned to talk about a phrase the teacher had mentioned, family. She remembered that her teacher had never told her about the Abraham family. He had claimed that he, Lawrence, and Alisa were members of the secret organization. In order to differentiate between matters which her teacher had told her and what she had learned from the Terror Club, Forrest had done a serious list of what she should know before she left home to prevent herself from accidentally revealing information she shouldn't have. Dorian answered simply, in order to solve the curse, everyone in my family joined that organization. He immediately changed the subject. Why did you move out in a hurry this time? I was targeted by official beyonders. Forrest first said a half-truth before complaining a little about the mailman. Dorian didn't say anything else as he stepped away from Forrest and set up a ritual. He summoned the music-loving void creature, Malmouth, and it's his messenger, or like his spirit creature, Malmouth, and he made it spit out 3 items. One was a transparent, nearly illusory crystal, and the second item was a piece of ancient goatskin parchment. The third was a small hunter's backpack. Damn. This is a beyond characteristic left behind by Traveler. With it, you don't need to gather any additional main ingredients. This is a Traveler potion formula. This backpack contains the corresponding supplementary ingredients. If you don't have a good way to preserve them, try your best to finish digesting the scribe potion within half a year. Otherwise, their spirituality will be completely lost. Dorian handed everything over to Force. Thank you, teacher, Force said sincerely. Then she unfurled the ghost skin and quickly skimmed through the potion formula before placing her focus on the ritual. Set up special coordinates in 4 completely different spots deep in the spirit world, which are all set up extremely far away from each other. The goal of this ritual is, Forth thought for a few seconds and asked her teacher, after consuming the Traveler Potion, you will wander the spirit world chaotically. When you grasp some degree of initial level of your own powers, you will realize that you have lost your way. At that moment, you can use the 4 special coordinates to return to the real world. Otherwise, you will be trapped in the depths forever. Oh, you will be trapped in the depths of the spirit world for a long time? I'm sorry. Is that why Mr. Door? No. Mr. Door was sent there during the War of 4 Emperors for some other... Well, it's suspected, right? I think it was confirmed. But he was sent there for like another reason. It wasn't because of this. Otherwise, you will be trapped in the depths of the spirit world for a long time. Not only is it dangerous inside, but it will also assimilate you, making you lose your mind and becoming... Oh, wait, hold up. Maybe there is a connection. But it will also assimilate you, making you lose your mind and becoming a living creature that is attached to the spirit world. Although Dorian had no hope of becoming a traveler, he had seen students advancing to Sequence 5 before. Then there should be another alternative, Force muttered and thought. Yes, Dorian nodded and said, previously there was something in the organization that could allow people to instantly return to the real world from the spirit world. Unfortunately, it was lost. Okay. Without waiting for Force to ask, Dorian said, if I'm saying if you really become a demigod and fulfill my wish, I'll hand over an important item that I'm in charge of to you. This is an exception your teacher has for you. One of the powerful artifacts of the Abraham family. Forrest had a vague guess, but she didn't dare promise anything. She said the same thing. I'll try my best. Following that, she asked curiously, teacher, you mentioned the sequence 4 is the secret sorcerers. What about 3, 2, and 1? Dorian immediately left. You're only sequence 6. Your sequence 3 name is Wanderer. Ooh, Wanderer. Okay, wait. Your sequence 3, I don't want to do the whole thing. Your sequence 3 name is Wanderer. Sequence 2 is called Planeswalker. We don't know these. Sequence 1 potion name is Key of Stars. Okay. Oh, there's another thing that's has the word stars in it. But Evernight is more related to stars rather than the moon. Hold up. Key of Stars. Huh. It's a good thing that you mentioned this. I actually forgot to organize a list of things to take note of in the spirit world. There are things that must be remembered after becoming a traveler. In that case, I'll stay for another night. You can visit me tomorrow for the documents. As Forrest ruminated over the names of the high sequence potions of the apprentice pathway, she agreed. All right, teacher. After settling these matters, Dorian paced back and forth and thought for a moment before instructing. The beyonder characteristics of the same pathway have a certain attraction towards each other. It's not obvious when one's at low sequence, but the higher sequence, the stronger it becomes. Sometimes this kind of attraction isn't something you can directly feel, while also making you unknowingly approach a high sequence beyonder of the same pathway. When you become a traveler, you have to pay attention. Attention to this matter. At this point, Dorian paused and said, not many demigods of the apprentice pathway are still alive. Among them, you need to be extra careful of a man named Botis. We know Botis. The Abraham are the definition of higher than you stand, the harder you fall. Oh, that's not good though, dude. That's scary. Be careful of a man named Botis. He is a saint of this. Oh, it's a traitor. Oh, wait. Botis was the apprentice of the Abraham family that betrayed him. That he was coerced by the secret order. I mean, he was coerced by the Aurora order and then stole like a handful of their shield artifacts. I remember him. Yeah, he was one of the 5 saints. He is a saint of the secret orders of the Aurora order, and just like Lewis, he's a traitor. Wait, or was it Lewis? And just like Lewis, oh no, Lewis is the current one. Yeah, Botis was from before. And traitor of our organization, I will give you his portrait tomorrow. Botis. No, it's Botis. Forrest repeated the name her teacher had mentioned in her mind. At the same time, she had a new understanding about the Aurora Order Oracle Lewis Wayne over the previous chance encounter. Perhaps it wasn't a chance encounter, but the attraction force between beyonder characteristics. Teacher had a sufficiently powerful sealed artifact from the apprentice pathway on him. Forrest quickly suppressed this thought and began asking for advice on how to act as a scribe. In the Berg household in the city of Silver, there's actually a path that can bypass the front of the Giant King's court and enter the interior for the waning forest in the barren tunnel. Derek Berg recalled the information he had been shared by Mr. World above the Great Fog. This was very important to the city of Silver, as the early stage explorations and the afternoon town camp had set off, implying that the closer they were to the Giant King's court, the stronger the monsters that originated from the darkness were. I have to tell Chief, Derek abruptly stood up and rushed out of his house, heading straight for the spire, as he wished he saw the chief of the 6-member council, Colin Iliad. He followed Mr. Hangman's instructions and said that he had recalled some murals he had seen in the afternoon town shadows. On it was a secret passage that led into the Giant King's court. Colin Iliad listened quietly without interrupting Derek's narration. Finally, he nodded gently and said, "Good, you did well. What do you want in exchange for this contribution?" It mattered a mature mind dragon's complete brain. Derek was prepared. Colin didn't ask why. He thought for a moment and said, if the secret passage is real, then the value will definitely exceed the complete brain of the adult mind dragon. You can pick something else. Are you interested in the potion formula for a relatively higher sequence of the planter pathway? Fuck no, we don't want to go planter. No, I know it was a new sequence. Yeah, the 3, 2, 1. I like the whole stars of, what was it? Wait, let me finish the chapter before we scroll up, just so I don't lose my place. I do like it though. It's cool as reveals, dude. I love it. Dude, Force is gonna be so fucking strong, man, at the end of this volume. Or not even at the end of this volume, like at the end of book 1. Like, it's crazy, dude. This is a question for Mr. Full. While Derek was enlightened, he said in surprise, "Do you have a relatively higher sequence potion formula for the planter pathway?" He had no recollection of it. Of course, you should remember the Giant King's queen is the goddess of harvest. I forgot that. You should remember the Giant King's queen is a goddess of harvest, but the surrounding area lacks a corresponding beyond ingredients. There's no rush. You can think about it again. Colin Iliad calmly changed the subject. Are you skilled with your priest of light shadows? Yes, Derek replied succinctly. Colin was silent for a moment as he looked at the adolescent child before him and said, "What kind of saint level sealed artifact do you want to choose?" All right. Well, let me update this quickly before I forget you. One sec. It is going to be overall thoughts. I'm sorry we're going to keep it short today, but I do have to be better in like a little over 2 hours and 10 minutes. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow. Let me just update this for tomorrow. All right, so we're going to save this for tomorrow, and so we're going to keep it nice and short. Colin just revealed that the city of Silver has a high sequence planter. But like, wait, does he have sequence 1? It's not a sequence 1. He just has a higher sequence. So, like, he's offering Derek the choice to change. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, though. So now, Bard and Planter are interchangeable. That I don't remember if that was revealed or not. But was that already revealed, though, on the Queen? That she was, like, of the Planter? What was it? That she was a Planter? Planter pathway? That I don't remember. The Giant King's Queen was the goddess of harvest. I don't remember that. I don't remember that she was the goddess of harvest. Are you skilled with your priest of light powers? But now I'm like, he wouldn't change, would he? I don't think Derek would change to Planner. No? I don't think he would change. No? Okay, all right. So this is all new information. Oh, shit, man. It's weird. It's like, I feel like Planter and like all this has something to do with like why the world is like that. Like why like nothing can grow except for like one type of grass, right? Like the whole grass, and then like all like there, it all has to be related in some way, shape, or form, like to her abilities. Maybe if she's the goddess of harvest, maybe because she technically like harvested all the land when she died, and that's why the land is so like bleak. The planter and bard are not exchangeable, huh? Are they not? Wait, so why the fuck is Colin Iliad offering it to him if it's not interchangeable? Huh. Well, point is, I do apologize for only reading 4 chapters. Huh, tea time? Maybe we're on to something. I do apologize. We only read 4 chapters. From bottom of my heart, I do apologize. I know we were like 3 hours late today for stream, and I don't want to delay and cancel another day. We would have gone like 4 or 5 days without LOTM, and I couldn't do that to you guys. I'm sorry. Because Derek offered something related to the planter in the past. I don't remember that, Cammy. Thank you. Oh, shit. I guess that's a fair trade, right? All right, I guess that's a fair trade. That's a fair trade. Colin's being a good man. All right, I like it. We'll be back tomorrow at the usual time for more Lord of the Mysteries. I do apologize that I was very low energy, as you can see. Like I'm sleepy. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just tired and low energy. But I wanted us to read Just told you he is offering the planter to the organ. Oh, you're right. He would. Yes, I keep forgetting that he knows he's being backed by someone. Just like how he knows older Lovia is being backed, right? He knows that Derek is also being backed by someone, right? Okay. All right. So he wasn't per se offering it to Derek. He was offering it to like his organization. As you can tell, I'm not 100%. It's okay, dude. I know. I apologize. I know. We should have been reading more yesterday and reading a little bit of Shadow Slave, but I couldn't. But we're gonna end stream. And then off stream, I am going to react to Ellison just to make sure we're safe with YouTube and all that as we upload the video. And tomorrow we'll be back at the usual time for more Lord of the Mysteries. Man, I really want to get closer to finish this series because I'm scared to get sick. I don't know if you guys remembered, man, but last year, like we're in fall. I got pretty sick once in fall. And then like around Christmas time, I don't know if you guys remember, I got really fucking sick, man. I was out cold for like 2 to 3 weeks, man. I couldn't do anything. I don't know if you guys remember. And that entire time during winter when I was sick, Ellie stood by my side the whole time. She was a goat, man. Yeah, and then fucking COVID fucked me up. Oh man, it was bad. So knock on wood, we gotta go get our flu. Everybody, go get your flu shots. Long story short, if you don't believe in flu shots, get them out of the way. I don't know, or stay healthy. Take your vitamin C. Eat your supplements. That being said, we're gonna end stream. And I'm going to see you guys all tomorrow for more Lord of Mysteries. We just ending now? I know, we're just ending. I'm so sorry, Charizard. It's about to be over. Oh my god, you too, Dr. Z. I'm sorry, guys. It's been an eternity since I saw you live. I know, man. And I was supposed to be... I should have been streaming yesterday, but I literally just fell asleep in the middle of the day. Definitely fucking unk energy. I just got so tired. Yeah, get your shot. Yeah, definitely, man. Because I am not trying to get sick again and lose 1 month of reading time. But we should be done by then. Knock on wood. So, peace. Have an amazing day. And I'm going to see you guys all tomorrow. Get some rest, man. You guys get some rest. You guys deserve it. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. All right? Peace. Have a good day. Later, guys.